In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NBA games happening on November 5th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Wizards versus Boston Celtics. The Washington Wizards, holding a record of 1-6-0 and sitting 5th in the Southeast Division, head to TD Garden on Wednesday night to take on the Boston Celtics. Washington continues to play without Chris Middleton, while Boston will once again be without Jason Tatum, who remains sidelined. The Wizards enter this matchup in poor form, dropping 5 straight contests and struggling to establish rhythm on either end of the floor. Their challenge now grows steeper as they face a Celtics team that had begun to build momentum before suffering a narrow defeat to the Utah Jazz on Monday. Without Tatum, Boston's offense has yet to regain its full flow, but the Celtics have compensated with elite defensive play. They currently rank 3rd in the league in points allowed, using structure and discipline to hold teams in check. Washington, meanwhile, has struggled across the board, ranking 25th in scoring and 29th in points allowed. The gap between their offensive and defensive production is wide, as they are giving up roughly 14 points more per game than they score. Washington's inability to cover the spread has been another consistent issue. The Wizards have failed to do so in their last 5 outings and have gone 1-7 against the spread in their previous 8 games against Eastern Conference opponents. Boston, despite missing its top scorer, continues to produce steady numbers, averaging 110.5 points per game and allowing 109.8. The Celtics' defensive efficiency has been a major factor in keeping them competitive, limiting opponents to just 43.2% shooting from the field, the 3rd best mark in the NBA. Washington's offensive struggles could deepen in this setting as they shoot only 45.3% from the floor, ranking 20th overall. Boston's defense matches up well against them and should control the pace of the game. While Boston is still refining its offensive chemistry without Tatum, the overall mismatch in structure and discipline remains clear. Washington's poor execution and defensive lapses have made them one of the least profitable teams to back this season. The Celtics have won the last 8 meetings between these teams, with 7 of those victories coming by double digits, and history suggests a similar pattern may continue. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boston Celtics to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Washington Wizards are scoring 112.6 points per game while shooting 45.3% from the field and allowing 127 points on 47.6% opponent shooting. They convert 38.1% from beyond the arc and 70.3% from the free throw line. On defense, Washington allows 36.3% shooting from deep and collects 46.7 rebounds per contest. The Boston Celtics average 110.5 points per game on 43.3% shooting while giving up 109.8 points on 43.2% opponent shooting. From distance, they make 31.2% of their attempts and shoot 79.3% at the line. Their defense holds opponents to 36.1% shooting from long range, and they average 42.6 rebounds per game. Boston's defense has been one of the strongest in the league, ranking 3rd both in points allowed and in opponent field goal percentage. The total score has gone under in 4 of Boston's last 5 games, as well as in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Both sides have struggled offensively this season, with Washington ranking 25th in scoring and Boston 28th. The Celtics should find enough success to put up a solid total, but Washington's inefficiency on offense may prevent this matchup from becoming a high-scoring affair. It would not be surprising if the Wizards struggle to reach the 100-point mark against this disciplined defense. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Rockets versus Memphis Grizzlies. The Houston Rockets travel to FedEx Forum on Wednesday night to face the Memphis Grizzlies in Western Conference play. Houston continues to monitor the status of Steven Adams and Jabari Smith Jr., who both remain questionable for this matchup. Memphis, on the other hand, has ruled out Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Zach Edey. While both teams have dealt with injuries early in the season, the overall direction of each franchise could not look more different. The Grizzlies have struggled to build momentum since opening night, while the Rockets have surged with renewed energy and cohesion under Ime Udoka's system. Houston enters this contest on a 4-game winning streak, capped by a convincing win over Dallas on Monday. Even without a healthy true point guard, the Rockets have been remarkably efficient, producing 121.1 points per 100 possessions, the best mark in the league. Their success has come despite playing at the NBA's slowest pace, which highlights their shot selection and discipline. This game presents another opportunity for Houston to extend its streak. Facing a Memphis squad that has yet to rediscover its identity, the Rockets have won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these teams and covered the spread in each of those 6 victories, showing clear matchup advantages in recent history. The situation in Memphis appears tense. Star guard Ja Morant's relationship with the team and coaching staff has drawn attention after a recent dispute led to a 1-game suspension. He returned to action against Detroit earlier this week, but the Grizzlies still fell 114-106 in a game that exposed deep chemistry issues. Morant's performance so far has been inconsistent, and questions remain about his long-term future with the franchise, as the team opted not to extend his contract in the offseason. The atmosphere around the locker room seems uncertain, and that instability has carried onto the court. Houston has been dependable against the spread, sitting at 4-2-0 against the spread through 6 games, while Memphis has struggled, managing only 2-6-0 against the spread. The Rockets' frontcourt, led by Alperen Sengun, has provided steady production, with Sengun capable of neutralizing Jaren Jackson Jr. in the paint. On the perimeter, Amen Thompson's composure gives Houston an edge over a disengaged Morant. Memphis would typically be favored at home if fully healthy, but the team's lack of depth and shaky chemistry have left it short-handed and vulnerable. The Rockets, by contrast, have found rhythm, balance, and defensive buy-in. If they maintain their current form, their efficient half-court offense could expose the Grizzlies' defensive lapses once again. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Houston Rockets are averaging 124.8 points per game on 49.6% shooting, while allowing 112.3 points on 45.2% shooting. They convert 42.5% of their three-point attempts and 77.5% from the free throw line. Defensively, Houston limits opponents to 35.1% from deep and averages 49.3 rebounds per contest. The Memphis Grizzlies score 115.5 points per game on 44.6% shooting and surrender 120.5 points on 49.2% opponent shooting. They make 32.9% of their three-point attempts and 85.1% of their free throws. Defensively, Memphis allows 37.8% from long range and averages 42.6 rebounds per game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus Dallas Mavericks. The New Orleans Pelicans head to the American Airlines Center on Wednesday night for a matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. New Orleans remains without several key players, including Zion Williamson, DeJounte Murray, and Yves Missi. Dallas is also short-handed, ruling out Dante Exum, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, and Kyrie Irving. Both teams are navigating injury issues, though the Mavericks' roster challenges have been more consistent since the start of the season. The Pelicans finally picked up a much-needed win last night, thanks in large part to their bench unit. Jose Alvarado provided an important spark, knocking down a key three-pointer late to secure the result. While that victory helps morale, the opponent was the struggling Charlotte Hornets, so it does not erase the larger concerns surrounding this team. New Orleans continues to face problems with defensive effort and shot creation. Without Williamson, their offense loses its anchor in the paint, and their defensive intensity often fades as games progress. Entering the second half of a back-to-back, fatigue could further expose those weaknesses. Dallas, though far from dominant, holds a clear situational advantage. They are at home, rested, and have an opportunity to rebound against an opponent that lacks energy and depth. The Mavericks have endured their own offensive frustrations, often struggling with ball movement and shooting consistency, but their defensive metrics have kept them competitive. Their ability to slow tempo and contest shots gives them a chance to control the game even without a full lineup. The Pelicans have been inefficient on both ends of the court and show little cohesion in transition defense. Their rotations have been slow, and the energy level often dips early in games. Dallas is not in ideal form either, yet this matchup presents a manageable opportunity to reset and gain momentum. If the Mavericks bring focus and take advantage of mismatches inside, the edge lies with them. Given New Orleans' schedule disadvantage and lack of firepower without its star forward, the road ahead looks steep. As our first pick for this matchup, the Dallas Mavericks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The New Orleans Pelicans are scoring 109 points per game while shooting 42.9% from the field and allowing 124 points on 50.5% opponent shooting. They connect on 35.7% of their three-point attempts and 73.6% from the free throw line. Defensively, the Pelicans allow opponents to shoot 34.7% from deep and secure 40.4 rebounds per contest. The Dallas Mavericks average 107.4 points per game on 44.3% shooting, while allowing 115.6 points on 46.7% opponent shooting. They convert only 1.6% from beyond the arc and 77.2% from the line. On defense, the Mavericks hold opponents to 33.2% shooting from three-point range and collect 42.9 rebounds per game. So our second pick for this matchup over the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Heat versus Denver Nuggets. The Miami Heat travel to Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado on Wednesday night for a cross-conference meeting with the Denver Nuggets. Miami enters the contest still without Tyler Herro and Kasparas Jakusionis, while Denver lists no players on its injury report. The Heat have become one of the more surprising teams in the league this season, largely due to their fast-paced and efficient offense that has kept them competitive even when shorthanded. Denver, however, opens as the home favorite, which is hardly a surprise given the team's consistent dominance and recent form. The Nuggets have been dominant in this series, winning 9 of the last 10 matchups against the Heat. Miami has not beaten Denver since June of 2023, a streak that underscores just how difficult this opponent has been for them. Still, the current line feels inflated considering Miami's form. The Heat have been among the league's top 5 teams in both points scored and field goal percentage, while also ranking 5th in opponent field goal percentage, showing a complete balance between offensive execution and defensive resilience. The recent return of Norman Powell adds depth and experience to the rotation, which could prove useful in a tough road environment. Miami snapped a 2-game losing streak with a win in its last outing, regaining some confidence. Denver, after dropping its opener, has since won 4 of its last 5 and continues to look strong behind efficient ball movement and balanced scoring. Although Denver is undefeated at home this season, with a 3-0 record, those victories have come against opponents with losing records, leaving some room for scrutiny. The Nuggets are healthy, rested, and have the league's most reliable interior presence, so it's natural to expect them to control much of the action. Yet, Miami has already shown a knack for keeping games close through discipline and hustle. Their system relies on spacing, shooting accuracy, and defensive rotations that frustrate more talented opponents. While the Nuggets' advantage at home is real, the Heat's competitive edge and effort level could make this game tighter than expected down the stretch. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Heat to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Miami Heat are averaging 124 points per game while shooting 50.2% from the field and allowing 117 points on 44.9% opponent shooting. They connect on 39.5% of their three-point attempts and 78% from the free throw line. Defensively, they hold teams to 34.4% shooting from deep and average 44.4 rebounds per contest. The Denver Nuggets are scoring 124 points per game while shooting 51.8% from the field and surrendering 111.8 points on 45.5% shooting. From beyond the arc, they make 34.7% of their shots and convert 85.3% from the line. Their defense allows 31.4% shooting from three-point range, and they dominate the boards with an average of 54.8 rebounds per game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.